Today, we have an incredibly useful topic for all the college-bound students and parents out there. We'll be diving into the often confusing world of college costs and how you can calculate them effectively using a net price calculator. Before we delve into the nitty-gritty details, let's talk about college costs. Many students and parents find themselves overwhelmed by the sheer expense of higher education. Tuition, fees, room and board, books, it goes on the list, right? So fear not, because there's a tool that can help you get a better picture of what you'll actually pay, the net price calculator. We'll talk about the pros and cons of it. So exactly what is a net price calculator? Well, think of it as an estimating tool. It's an online tool provided by colleges and universities and mandated by Congress. This net price calculator takes into account your family's income, investments, and various other factors such as GPA, SAT, or ACT scores, as well as extracurriculars at colleges that give merit aid. Let's walk through how to use the net price calculator. And first, you'll need to gather some important information, such as your most recent taxes, income and assets, as well as savings and current value of your home if you own one. I'll also talk about some of the key professional tips we use with our private clients in practice. So here you can see I'm picking Fairfield University's net price calculator tool because they do give merit aid, and I wanted to show you how this works and then give you some key tips on how to make sure the college meets this estimated net price calculator. But remember, it's only as good as the information you put in here, and you'll see plenty of warnings along the way. Additionally, I'd like to say for lower income families that might be Pell eligible, I'm not going to put in numbers today that cover that, but I will put a link below to the new Pell charts. It's over $7,000 per academic year for 2024 if your adjusted gross income is between $37,000 and even up to $102,000 if you have 6 people in your family. You might be eligible for Pell. So you can click on the article below, and you can also take a look at the chart, right? And see if your family would be Pell eligible. Remember, when I say income, I mean adjusted gross income. It's line 11 on your taxes. So let's get started. And just a reminder, we're going to do a typical family that's not Pell eligible here. You can see when you go to start the net price calculator, you just Google the name of the college and net price calculator. Many colleges have only need-based policies, especially if they're public or if they're Ivy Leagues and many top-tier universities. But need-based at a public university is a lot different than need-based at a private university. So you do want to run net price calculators, especially for your students' top colleges. So let's just hit the Let's Get Started button here. But it is warning you that you need to put good information in, and it's not a guarantee, it's just an estimate. So here you can, I'm going to put the student's high school in here, and I've already pre-filled this form. But let's just say, we're going to say Westport High School in Massachusetts. There we go. And the age of the student, and ask if they want to be on campus. Just list to the best of your ability what you know. It's also going to ask for the student's name. You can put in the real name or not. You can have the results sent to you. For Fairfield, I just looked up the 50 percentile SAT score that they have for this year. So I put 1,300. Your student may not be reporting one, so you can also not select that. With the GPA, you want it to be an unweighted GPA. Sometimes that's harder to figure out at your school. I'm putting 3.75 for this student, and they're ranking 30 out of 100. So the top 30%, not the top 20 or 25%, which is more powerful in the formula. it will ask you if you want help to calculate need-based aid. You should say yes. So I'm going to say yes, because otherwise it'll just show you scholarship money, which is a good way to vet out if they are giving scholarship money. I picked the number in household, the number of students in college, marital status, and age of the older parent, because they give you an asset protection allowance, basically, based on the age of the older parent and how close they are to retirement. So the annual income, right? You'll put the annual income here. I chose 180,000. I put parents' cash and savings to be 10,000. You should estimate that as what you have in your saving and checking. And typically, when you're filling out a FAFSA or a CSS profile, financial aid form, it'll be as of that day. So you would put in as of that day. I chose an average of $10,000. Investments, you can see easily here what they mean by investments, and it'll tell you what to include and what not to include. See way down at the bottom, do not include the home you live in, cash savings, or checking, because you already put that in. So it would be double counting. ABLE accounts, the value of life insurance, or retirement plans. So retirement plans are 401ks, 403bs, IRAs, those types of things. Do not put them in. Some private colleges do ask for that on the CSS profile. The FAFSA does not currently. So I would not put it in like they asked you to. Some of the net price calculators will ask you to put it in. UTMAs and UTMG accounts are older 529 type accounts. So I would just have you put in the investment column what you actually have. We're going to, for purposes of today, just say that the family doesn't have a business. They own a home. Look here, they're telling you how they want you to determine the net worth of the primary home. It's determined by taking the current value of the primary resident, which is not easy to get to. If you look on Zillow, it's going to be overly priced. If you look on your tax, it might be underpriced on your tax bill. So I would go somewhere in between what you think you could sell it for as of that day without any repairs, minus any debt you owed on that. So I put 150,000, thinking that maybe it was worth 350,000 and you owe 250,000 on that, right? And you can, if you are divorced or separated, you could indicate that here for them. Students' income, maybe your student doesn't work, but they have a little bit of a savings account, no investments, no business typically, right? And then you can move right into the summary. So I'm going to give you a key of what to do here, but it's showing you, look, it's showing you that this is the merit scholarship they think your student will get based on the information you get or have given them. Here's the range. So there's about $2,000 left on the table, possibly. And this need-based grant is not based on need for a Pell. It's based on need for that private university using their institutional methodology. So it looks like it goes up to $9,900, but based on your information, that's what they'd probably give you. So your estimated cost of attendance is right here. Take a look at that, because cost of attendance is a funny thing. It includes a lot of things that you may not be including, such as books. You might be buying used books, miscellaneous items. That's for traveling and things of that nature. So you could back that out of the $77,040 there. The estimated merit aid, the estimated need-based aid, and then there is your net price out-of-pocket cost. And then they are adding on here that they do a good job with this, because they're showing you work study that you'd possibly be offered. I wouldn't count that as paying towards that $48,140. Students usually use that for pizza and incidentals, but then your direct loan. So if you file a FAFSA, regardless of income, your student can get access to $5,500 for their freshman year if they're considered a dependent undergraduate student. So I would just take out that $2,000 and add the $5,500 for the direct loan. And then this will give you what the college thinks you'd end up paying per academic year, right? And that means that you can still use a direct federal Parent Plus loan to pay for those funds, or a private student loan, or use 401k or 529 funds to do that. You can print the results here, you can email the results, but here's the key. I'm going to tell you, take a picture of it, print the results, get a PDF of it, because many times in our private practice, we have used this with colleges that will go unnamed. And when they come back when the student gets in and they come back with an award letter that doesn't even come close to this, you can provide them with this and say, this is what your calculator's saying. Of course, that relies on you putting good information into the calculator. So be very precise as you can. Maybe even over calculate a little bit and see what the college or university that you're using their net price calculator for says about what they estimate you can get. Remember, you want to have the logo of the university there, because then you'll be wondering which one you took a picture of. So good luck with this, and we're wishing you much success with paying for college.